All right. Hello, my loves. Welcome to today's Manifesting with a Vision class. So excited to have you here. I just have my laptop here so I can see your beautiful little messages and for a little music later. So excuse that in the shot there. I'm just going to give everybody a couple more minutes to trickle in, to find their way to the links and things. But hello, Ashley and Anna. Thank you for being here. If you have not already, go ahead and set yourself a little magical space. We're going to be doing some fun visioning today, as the name of the class suggests. And we're gonna take some visions in the etheric realm and bring them into the physical realm with some creative vision boarding. So yes, always cleansing, always blessing the space. So yeah, grab your materials, get yourself set up, and we'll start in a few minutes. Just a little housekeeping so everybody knows kind of the way things are going to roll through during our hour here together. First disclaimer, my wonderful dog Shadow takes his job of protecting our house very seriously, so there will probably be some dog barking at some point. Usually jump up and let him outside so it's not as loud, but just be prepared if you're wearing headphones. But yeah, so I'm going to invite us all into a breath in just a moment, and then we will speak about the topic, talk about manifesting with a vision in general. I'm going to give you an example, and then we'll jump into a little bit of a quick meditation to wake up our vision in the dreaming space, and then we'll begin our creative portion. Ashley says she's ready. She's got all her stuff. Yay! Yes, you are welcome for the heads up. I wish in a perfect world, I'd live in a bigger house and I would just be in another room. But, 500 square feet, there's only so many places you can go. So we're just gonna roll with it. So I think that's everybody we're gonna have today. Let me plug in my laptop so this doesn't die, and we'll get started. All right. Ashley says the picture of Shadow you shared the other day was so cute. I know, right? He kills me. He's so adorable. Just when I think he can't get any cuter, he acts like people. All right, my loves, let's get started. Invite you to put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Setting the intention to arrive here in this moment. Maybe wiggling a bit, shaking off everything that's happened so far today, letting it all go. Taking another deep breath in and out. Sending so much love and gratitude to each one of you, both live and on the replay. This would only be possible with you. And my intention is that you walk away from our class today with a clearer picture of your vision for your life moving forward, whatever you choose to focus on today, and to provide you with some tools to maybe look at this in a new way as you move forward and give you some manifestation superpowers, as it will. So another deep breath in and out. Taking a second to set your own intention for today. When you've finished, you may open your eyes, put your hands back down, and go ahead and drop in the chat if you would like to your intention for today. Intention setting is so important just in the spiritual world, the manifestation in general, and sometimes sharing it really solidifies it. So if you'd like to share, I'd love to put my energy into that as well. Ashley asked how old Shadow is. Shadow, we believe he is 5 or 6. We adopted him, so we're not positive, but I think he's 6 or so. So, manifesting with a vision. What is it? And how is it different from a traditional vision board? This is, I feel, the most important question to answer. So, manifesting with a vision. When we think about manifestation, we traditionally think about a thing, right? In the past, when I have made vision boards for myself or when I've taken classes on vision boards or watched the YouTube videos, there's a lot of focus on getting a thing, right? Setting a goal, setting a milestone, trying to manifest big things like a car or a house or weight loss or more money or, those kinds of things. And what that really is that's kind of like a goal, right? It's an end goal to obtain a thing. There's the barking. Excuse me. And when we think about a vision, right? A vision is a whole experience. It's the idea that we're not just getting a thing, right? A vision encompasses everything. It's how you feel, it's what something looks like, it's a way of being, it's how you interact with the world, right? A vision is all encompassing, where a goal just looks at one thing. And when we look at a vision board, right, we're often taught to put pictures of things on there and then feel them, right? You have to feel it to obtain it, to be in that same vibration. I see you dropping in your intentions, and I'm going to get to those in just a second. While we do want to be on the same frequency of what we're trying to manifest, right? Because to manifest is to bring something into the physical world, to bring something about, to make it real, a reality. So when we're manifesting with a goal, right, sometimes we get to the end of that goal and it's not really what we expected it to be, right? We've all had that moment of getting a success and it doesn't feel like the experience we thought it would feel like. But if we start with a vision and we manifest from the vision, we have already identified what that feels like, what it is exactly, the experience that we would like to have. And then when we operate from the vision, we can then tap into our intuition and to take inspired action and to follow the rabbit trail of clues and synchronicities down the journey of the path to making the vision a reality, right? We don't want to manifest a thing. We want to manifest the whole thing, right? The whole experience, the whole vision. So that's really what we're going to focus on today. And I'm going to walk you through how we kind of do this. And it may seem a little backwards to what you're used to, but I'm going to give you an example of something that I use this technique for in my life. And I promise you it works, in my opinion and in my experience, so much better than the other way, or the more traditional way we usually see. So getting to your intentions here, Ashley says, my intention is to grow spiritually, expansion, growth, and to trust in the unknown. I love that so much. I also want to grow in my talents and passions, mainly art and writing. Can we all just like snaps or cheers or clink our glasses for that? I mean, I can definitely relate to that intention, Ashley. So I love that for you. Anna says, I intend to be open to the message with the hand celebrating emojis. Yes! Always open to the messages. So, as I was preparing for today's class, excuse the chords. As I was preparing for today's class, I pulled a card, and the card I pulled was the Ten of Cups. And I think this is a beautiful card to really anchor us in this idea, because the Ten of Cups is that vision fulfilled, right? It is that experience of being so full of life and satisfaction and passion, and it's the moment we really get to appreciate everything that's built, right? The journey. So I love that. So how do we operate from the vision instead of the goal, right? That's really the question here and what we're going to get into today. So I'm going to walk us through an example again from my life. This is just one example, but I think it illustrates it very well. So a couple of years ago, my goal was to purchase a new car. I'd had the same car since I was in high school. I, at that point, had been out of college for years, and my car was just, it wasn't going to pass inspection. I needed a new one. But instead of trying to get specific, right, to pick out the car and focus on the color and how much I wanted to pay for it and how many miles were on it and all those details, right? While I did have an idea of those things in my head, I didn't focus on that, which is generally what you do, right? Instead, I painted a vision for myself. And the vision was I would close my eyes and I would think, okay, I'm in my car and I'm having an everyday experience in it, right? This isn't the moment that we get the thing. This isn't the moment that the vision comes to life. This is when the vision has been happening, right? It's the day-to-day life of living with that manifested vision. So I would sit with myself and I'd say, okay, an everyday part of my life driving in this car, what does this feel like? What does it look like? What do I hear? And I would picture myself in my Jeep. That was what I wanted. I wanted a Jeep. And I'd be leaving my house and going up the hill, and the sun would be shining down, and I'd have the windows down with the wind blowing. It was a beautiful warm day. You could hear the birds, and I had my music cranked up on the radio, and I was singing at the top of my lungs, and I was just so happy and grateful to be alive, to be moving forward, to be out in nature, and to be having this experience in my vehicle as I was driving to work. And that, right, is so intangible, right? How do we put that on a vision board? Because we want to bring it into reality, right? It's all well and good to tap into that vision once and to have it in your brain. But if you're anything like me, right, when you get down and dirty and in the weeds of trying to manifest something, you want to be able to see it visually in your surroundings and be reminded of it. And that's where our creativity and the vision boarding comes in. So what I did was I created a picture representation of that feeling. And this looks super abstract, right? Like crazy abstract, because I'm not going to be able to find a picture. Well, maybe I can find a picture of somebody jamming out in their Jeep on Pinterest, right? But it's not going to have that same feeling. So instead, I put down things like lyrics to the songs I would be listening to, or pictures of trees that reminded me of my drive to work, or pictures of summer, right, to get that feeling of that time of year. And that brings that vision to life. That reminds me of that moment of what I'm looking for. So you may be thinking at this point, okay, well, that's all well and good, Leanne, but what happened to the Jeep? Did you get the Jeep? I did eventually. But here's a funny thing. When I looked at my goal on paper, right, when I checked all those boxes of, the color of the Jeep I wanted, the type of the Jeep, how many miles, price, blah, 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 I found one that I, on paper, thought was perfect. I was like, this is the Jeep. And I got inside of it and I test drove it. And I was devastated. There's no other way to describe it. I was devastated because I could feel that it wasn't the Jeep. I was like, this isn't it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but this isn't it. And I was really upset and really disheartened because in my mind, it was the only option, right? It was the only one out there. It was the only one near me. It was the only one in my price range, XYZ. So I went back and I tried to bargain with the guy, and eventually I gave up because I was like, I can't settle. Like, I can't settle. This isn't the vision. It doesn't feel right. It looks right on paper, but it doesn't feel right. And that's the power of the vision. It allows us to identify when we found the thing because we can feel it, right? Even if it looks like the thing and walks like the thing and talks like the thing, sometimes it's not it. So after I gave up, I left and I, catastrophized. Is that how you say that? I was all up in my head about it. And I started looking again and I found a different one. It was a little more than I wanted to pay for it. But I said, you know what, whatever, let's just go. We're going to look at it. And I got there and I sat in it. And I was like, this is it. This is the one. And even on my way home, though, I had doubts. I had regrets. I'm like, what if this isn't the right one? What if there's something wrong with it? What if? And then I found myself driving to work and I had the windows down and I had my music on. And all of a sudden, I realized I was living my vision. Even though it wasn't what I expected, even though it wasn't the one, that I thought I was going to get, blah, 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 blah. It was the right one for me at the right time, in the right place, and the vision came to life. Are we tracking? Are you with me? Do we see how this is different? Do we see how this helps? Let me know. Ashley said, yes, when it's right there, it can stay fresh in your mind too. Absolutely. It stays fresh in your mind. Ashley says, that's amazing. Yes, I'm with you. Okay, great. See, I love when something comes together. I'm all for the feels. Exactly. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to feel the experience. We want to have the experience. So what we get to do now that we have this new understanding, right? Now that we understand the difference between the goal and the vision, and why it's important for manifestation and how it plays into our experience, right? And us having, the total 10 of Cups experience that we're desiring. Let's do this for you, right? Let's do it. Let's get our hands down and dirty and create some magic today. So, in your email, I had asked you to bring with you a goal or a word of the year or an intention, something that you want to manifest so that we can play with that today. And I'd love for you, if you feel like you want to share that in the chat. Anna's doing the hand clap emojis and sparkles. So yeah, we're going to take that. We're going to take the goal. We're going to take the vision. Well, no, sorry. We're going to take your goal or your word of the year or whatever, and we're going to turn it into a vision. And we're going to do this first by taking a few deep breaths and getting into a little bit of a meditative state. And we're going to see it, right? We're going to live that experience. Like I shared with you of me driving in my new Jeep, right? You're going to experience that for yourself. And then once we come out of that and you're feeling the vibes, we're going to go through your magazines or your images, whether you're using Pinterest, whatever it is that you want to use. And we're going to look for images that we can use as a marker, as a visual representation of those intangible feelings, right? So for the example I gave you with the Jeep, right? We're not cutting out a Jeep and putting it in there, although you can if you want to. But the point is to find things, like I said, like the song lyrics and the pictures of the trees on my drive to work, things like that. Abstract things that are going to represent and anchor us into that vision. So take a moment, gather your materials, and I'm going to read your amazing goals and intentions here, and then we'll do our little meditation, hopefully without dog barks. Ashley says, my phrase for the year is trust in the wild unknown. I love that, Ashley. This year has a lot of changes for me, with a lot of them are unknown, so heck yes. I feel you. The unknown is the most mysterious and magical and scariest shit places on earth. But that's where all the fun stuff happens. That's where we make the progress. So I love that for you, Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it says, same, trust in the unknown. Yes, I love that. Anna says, that's why I'm staying open to the message. Yeah, I mean, is there any other way to do it, Anna? Especially when we're walking into the unknown, right? We have to be even more kind of on top of like, okay, how do I want to feel as I walk into the unknown? What is it that I'm looking for within that unknown? And with that, that may be, you know, a sense of guidance or a sense of security or wonder, right? Or excitement. Being in the unknown is really it's a journey, right? So how do you want the vision of that journey to unfold? Ashley says empowered. Yes, I love that. Okay, so I love that this was your example too, because that was it's one of the harder ones, right? It's like, I want this intangible thing, but how do I create a vision around it? So I'm glad that we got to talk about that a little bit. Okay. I'm going to play a little music. We're going to do some breathing, and then we're going to explore your vision. So, taking a deep breath, sitting up nice and tall. Arriving back in your body. Breathing out any expectations that you might have. Shaking off any pressure, any what ifs. And as you center yourself here, I invite you to bring awareness to the gravity that pulls you to the core of the earth. That invisible force that keeps you grounded exactly where you are, each and every moment of every day. Taking a deep breath in and out. And as you feel yourself rooted to the earth, I invite you to then bring your awareness to the sky above you, to the ethers, to the realm where the divine lives, where you came from a source. And as you sink into this awareness, there is a pillar of golden white light coming down from the heavens and entering into the crown of your head. And as this energy travels down into your body, the gravity and your rootedness to the earth comes up to meet it. And these two energies gather together in your heart space. That space where the essence of you lives. Take a deep breath in and out. Recognizing in this moment that you are now the most connected to the you-est of you you've ever been. You are grounded to your Mother Earth, connected to the divine above you, and connected in with yourself. And from this space, we are entirely and completely protected. Take a deep breath in and out. And as you sit in this beautiful energy, I invite you to bring to your mind's eye the image of your inner temple. And if you've never been there, this is just a place in nature where you feel the most safe and connected. And as you walk into this temple, you're greeted by a meadow of flowers. As you walk down the path and run your hands along these flowers, you notice the aroma coming from them. Appreciating what a beautiful day it is, how amazing it is to be alive, and how anything really is possible. As you come to the end of this path, you see standing before you your guides. And as you walk up to meet them, you turn and share with them what it is that you're desiring at this moment. And as you share this with them, you find yourself walking with them to the edge of a cliff. As you arrive at the cliff's edge and take a pause, you look out and you see before you the unfolding of this desire. And you begin to feel the entire experience. What it's like to be held and nurtured, to feel confident and empowered, to know that even if there are pieces of this that you can't quite see, this vision before you, the moment that's captured, is exactly where you want to be. Here, we're just going to take a moment to appreciate and feel and see and sense what is there for you. And as you drink in the last moments of this vision, you turn back around and you say goodbye to your spirit guide. And even though you're walking back down the path, down into your body, the entire feeling of this experience comes with you. And the countdown from 5, when I reach 1, you're going to gently wiggle your fingers and open your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now back in your space. Take a moment to take a deep breath. Stretch a little if you want. Whew, how we feeling? How we feeling? From this beautiful journey that we just took, feeling all of the feels, taking all of the beautiful feelings and visions or words, whatever you received during your meditation, with us into our vision journey. All right, so let's do some vision boarding together. I brought here a couple examples of some ones I have done lately in case you want a little bit of inspiration, or if you're like me, you're just super nosy and want to know. And this tea tag actually fits perfectly with Ashley and Anna's intention here. This was a tea tag I got, and it says, know the unknown, hear the unheard, and see the unseen. And this is the cover of my Book of Shadows, or my personal journal for the year. And I've been slowly adding to it different things that have to do with my visions, that have to do with whatever goes in this book. So as you can see, there are some pictures of things, right? I have a picture of a group of ladies. I have a wheel of the year. I have a candle and a mirror, but they're abstract, right? They evoke a mood. And then this is one that I finished. This was my planner for fall to winter last year. And the reason that I invited you to bring a piece of paper that is the size of your planner or journal or whatever you want to put this on is because if you're like me and you use a bunch of different books throughout the year and you want to keep using the same vision board, it's easy to finish the vision board, right? Copy it, cut it out, and then reuse it over and over again. Because whenever I make one, I put it everywhere. But anyway, so this was that. And again, like we have water, very abstract. We have this girl with like her hands up. We have some different food or something down here, but it evokes the mood, right? It's part of the vision. So there are just a few examples. Ashley said, whoa, that was amazing. I'm new to meditating, and that was cool to actually feel like I left and met with my guides. Oh, I'm so happy that you had that experience, Ashley. Going on I call them psychic journeys. Going on a psychic journey in my meditation is my favorite way to meditate. So I'm so glad I was able to share that with you. And that you enjoyed it. And it says, so pretty, total mood, absolutely. And it gives the heart eyes. Ashley, do you have some good sources for images, magazines, etc.? Okay. I love nature. Most of my vision boards have just like nature in them. This is my favorite source, and it's so silly. I get these for free sometimes. Like if I buy something, they'll be like, "Oh, free magazine subscription to Travel and Leisure." I don't travel, but I love these because it's all nature and like oasis places. So I don't know if you can get this. I assume you can in the store. Usually subscriptions are super cheap if you do want to get a subscription, but this is my number one recommendation if you want something like I have where I just love images. Like I would cut out this strip here of like this water. You could use the bridge. This is amazing. So yeah, I love travel magazines for these types of things because they have all kinds of outdoor shoots and they have like fun architecture and stuff. Other ones that I have, you can get something like Enchanted Living. I have this as a subscription. It has a lot of kind of more witchy-ish articles in it. Can't say I ever read the articles, to be honest. I usually just take it for like the moody photographs. It's not my favorite. My favorite definitely is the Travel and Leisure. But I would say just go to your supermarket, flip through, and see if you like the mood of the magazine, right? Looking at it a little bit different than you have before, maybe, right? Because we're not looking at technically the image, we're looking at pieces of the image. What can we take that has that mood? So definitely explore around, see what options are there for you. Sometimes I use the free food magazines I get from my grocery store too. Ashley says, Enchanted Living has free issues online. I've printed from before, FYI. I do have some of theirs. Oh, cool. My favorite source for images online is Unsplash, UNSPLASH. Anyway, they have royalty-free images, and I really like going on there and exploring that. So I'm just going to let you play, and I'm going to play while you play. And we're just going to have a little vibey creative time here for the rest of our 20 minutes or so together. If you have any questions, of course, or you want to share something, feel free to do that. But I'm just going to keep the music rolling, and we're going to create some stuff. Anna says not magazines I'd go for. Go figure. Yeah. Ashley says, ooh, didn't think of them. Sounds great. May I ask what big book that is there? LOL. Yes, you may ask. I'm going to preface this by saying I do not recommend this planner journal. Do not, cannot, will not. But I will show it to you. So this is a planner, and poor Anna is very familiar with this planner because I send little messages to her about my gripes about it all the time. This is by St. Soleil. It's their Celestial Journal. It is a astrology planner with a bunch of information in the front. The idea of it's really cool. There are calendars and weekly setups and different ritual spaces. However, the information in it is inaccurate, and the company has not publicly dealt with that, nor have they done much of anything to correct that, even after I have spoken to them about it. So there's my little spiel. But yes, it is a big chunky book. It could be really cool. but unfortunately it's riddled with so many errors it's practically unusable, but I'm just altering it and working with it anyway because that's what we do and I didn't want it to go to waste. Anne is laughing. She says, ooh, the celestial one, I've seen that one and wondered about it. Yeah. And then she says, oh my. Yes, oh my. Oh my is right. It's very unfortunate. It really is. But anyway, I've started adding a few things to my cover already. As you can see, they'll have to do with my vision board. So I'm going to actually just kind of glue right on this. But if you want to reuse your vision board, I definitely suggest doing it on a piece of paper. That way you can scan it. Ashley says, that's what I do too. Always good to try and repurpose. Absolutely. Ashley says, Enchanted Living has such beautiful imagery. It absolutely does. It's such a fun magazine. I like that they're seasonal too, because then you get the vibes. I mean, there's always vibes, but you know what I mean. You get the seasonal vibes. Their next one, I just got an email about it. It's a book edition, I think. So I'm excited for that. All right, loves, we're coming near to the end of our hour together. Feel free to keep working, but I just wanted to share a couple more things before we wrapped up our class here. And one of that things that I want to share is the fact that you don't have to finish this today. I mean, if you feel inspired and you have all your images and you're really like going and bringing the vision to life, then please do not let me stop you. But oftentimes we can feel this pressure to like make it complete. And one of the things about visions is it's ever unfolding, right? Our vision moves and morphs with us, especially if we're working on something larger. We may, as we take inspired action, have new synchronicities or new things happen or discover new things that you want to add to that vision or build on that vision. Just literally anything. Like anything could happen. So allow yourself to, if you feel called to not finish it, to leave some spaces open, just like I've done, and continue to build on it as your vision evolves. And don't be afraid to scrap the whole thing and start over again, right? Sometimes the vision we start out with isn't the vision we end with, and there doesn't mean that it was a bad vision or that we were wrong or we saw it wrong or whatever, like any of those things that we may kind of put on ourselves. Allow your vision to evolve with you, allow it to grow, allow it to change. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. I hope that you got something out of this class, that at the very least you were able to have a little relaxing meditation and have some creative time. But I honestly do hope that this helped see how manifestation can be so much more exciting and so much more of a journey, and how we can really like take our vision boards to the next level and bring something that we see in the tongue tied now, in the etheric realm, right, in our mind's eye, in the psychic realms, and take that and then come back down into our physical life and make something tangible that keeps that vision alive for us as we continue to manifest in our world. So Ashley says, thank you for this time, Leanne. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for coming and for sharing and just contributing to the vibe. It really does matter. And it's giving me all the kissy faces. Ashley says, totally enjoyed this class. And this is a new perspective is always welcome. I'm right there with you. Ashley says, I'll share mine when I'm done. I'd love to see it. Even if you're watching the replay, if you want to hop in the comments of this video, reply to my email, post on your Instagram and tag me, whatever it is, whether you want to share your intention, your goal you're working on, your vision, your experience, your finished vision board, whatever it is, I'm all for it. I want to see and hear about all the things, and I'd love to celebrate with you. So that is it today, my loves. Again, thank you so much, Ashley and Anna, for coming and contributing to the live vibe. And thank you so much to all of you who signed up, who are going to tune into the replay. Your energy matters just as much, and I am so grateful for you. Sending so much love and good vibes into your beautiful visions moving ahead, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you for all the hearts, you guys. Love you all. Bye.